Thank you everyone for taking the time to engage so deeply. I'm sure you must have had a great time having a look through the portraits of progress, which was our gallery walk. And hope the walk gave you not just stories to remember, but questions and reflections as to what can be done in this space. So now coming to final session of the day, which we have, it's an exchange of ideas. It's taking the ideas towards action. So this is something where we'll bring everything together. So what I would like to request all of you to do is that we're going to be having a small reflection activity now. So we started the day by listening, and then we shared our roadblocks, our truths, our experiences. Then we explored some powerful stories through the gallery walk. And now let's just reflect and let's just bounce off thoughts and ideas. So this session is now about asking, what are we taking back with us? So we had a small activity before this where folks jotted down some enablers, some roadblocks regarding work in this space. And we also have a lot of reflections from the gallery walk, which everyone just experienced. So I would like to request people to sort of take the mic, take the podium. I would like to request everyone to speak something about what are you taking back with you, and what are your reflections about everything that has been said and seen today. So I would like to request people, anyone would like to volunteer? Anyone would like to share their thoughts? Can we have the mic over,
yes,
passed
of course,
please?
Of course. Anybody who would like to take the lead in sharing what they've sort of, what stayed with them, or anything that stood out really, you can raise your hand and I'll bring the mic to you. Any volunteers?
So, yeah, hello. Hello. So one of the cards that I had got, the scenario that was given was opting out of power, which is like completely opposite of what we are discussing and how to encourage women employees to take up leadership roles. So then we were discussing, and it's like encouraging the woman to have the confidence to show up as a leader, and then giving or delegating some crucial roles to the woman leader who is there, and trusting the decisions made by her. So these are something that if we cater to, just not just promoting someone or not just putting up a woman employee to a leadership role, but also enriching her with these trustworthy things will definitely encourage her to lead that role in a better way rather than opting out of it, is what I feel.
Thank you so much. So what I'm hearing is that you'd rather that, apart from just structural changes, psychological changes, or really dealing with the psyche and helping with the psyche is what's needed as well, right? Can I have your name, please, so that everybody can know? Name and maybe your organization. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect. Anybody else? We had a couple of conversations, of course. If you could also introduce yourself when you're...
So, hi everyone, good evening. So, my name is Sudipta Mandal and I'm from Novo Nordisk. So, first of all, thank you to the entire group for the entire and healthy conversation we had. So, we discussed in length about the challenges and the success stories. So, a few of the challenges which we have discussed in length is about the women empowerment into the organization. Second is the women in the leadership positions. The challenges when we face when the woman comes into the night shift and the transportation at the late night facilities, and how do we overcome in our organizations. So one of them is like hiring candidates from the tier 2 cities, like specifically, for example, in our company, we led few programs like SOAR 2.0, where we hire candidates from tier 2 cities who are actually looking for the talented companies and also towards to start their career with. And second is developing the candidates into the leadership positions from the overall journey we have for. And next is the retention program, which we have, which we call in our company as WISE, where people or the women candidates who are willing to join or restart their career after a career break in their life. So we have a dedicated program for them. And along with them, hiring into the inclusivity and the PWD hiring. So this was like what we had discussed in the last 15, 20 minutes.
Super. Thank you for sharing. That's quite insightful. Anybody else? Yes, please.
Hello, I am Durgesh Bakshi from Crompton Greaves Limited, and our group used to be comprising of representatives from Crompton, Swiggy, Tata Communication, and L&T. So a very diversified group, and most of the participants were female participants. So, the common challenges that were shared, especially from the Swiggy, they have represented that there is a community of women in Swiggy, which is known as Swix 3. And the major challenges they are finding is basically it's a connect with the people. So emotional connect within the team and outside the team is very important as far as performance of female performers are concerned. While the Tata Communication has come up with some very interesting thoughts that there are two kind of challenges female workforce are facing. One is career growth and another is parental challenge. And they have come up with some very, very innovative solution. For example, there is a policy for the mother's retention, and there is a retention dialogue which is very mandatory, which is quite mandatory in the company. Also, there is a mechanism wherein they applaud people who retain women. So that's a very positive step. And Swiggy has got a specific training program for the female sales force. And there is also a concept which is being observed in most of the organizations is like each one bring one. And that's a very positive steps which our group has faced. L&T has raised concern in our group that as of now, they are looking at the kind of industry they are working in. There is only 9% gender diversity, which is still below average. And whole group has felt the need of, even taking it to the next level and bringing LGBTQ in the mainframe, wherein my experiences with Raymond and Crompton had suggested that especially in Raymond, which is a design-led organization, we have inducted some people from LGBT community in the design department, and that was a game changer. So the whole group feels that if really we look into the strength of this particular segment, then they can bring a very, very positive change in the, not only in the diversity ratio, but also making a very positive impact in the performance of the organization. So this is what our group has concluded.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts and, in fact, highlighting us about practices at different organizations. Yes, ma'am, please continue.
My name is Meeta Wader. I am from Kotekna Inspection, Swiss MNC. So everybody has talked about lots of initiative taken, but I am talking about the challenges that we face. So we are into testing, inspection and certification business, and there is lots of port operations that happen on the field where our employees have to travel. And I can tell that in operations we have 0 women's because there is no sanitation or hygiene facilities in port which is appropriate for women. So I think we are in a place where we need lots of infrastructure improvements and places in such a way, and we all as a women have faced this one day or another that we cannot find certain hygiene facilities. So I think we have to work on this as a country, as a company, everybody. Second thing is about this mindset. So even the one of the person in the group talked that women itself, the mother itself trains the child, girl child, that you have to give preference to a male rather than you have to give them first to eat and then you eat. So that is something culturally we have to change in our homes so that things improve everywhere. And I had a very interesting conversation on pushing through pain. with my, colleague, Navya. And she is from younger generation, I am from an older generation. And we all know that we are still conditioned that we should not complain, duty come first, we have to serve. Even if we are having pain, period pains, and sometimes it is very difficult to explain this to our male colleagues or friends because they really don't know what is it. So I think there are lots of challenges that we all are facing, but I think things are improving and maybe we can make things better. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that was subtle but so nuanced. So thank you so much for sharing that.
I would like to add in here, while she was talking about the menstrual pains. In the red race, we also tend to try to outsmart people. And how do we like to do that is, we say we are no less, though we are in utter pain. Right? We are not able to do it. But we know if we stop here, we will lose the race. Right? This is one of the things which everybody believes in. Second thing is, yes, there is a lot of gender gaps which is there. I belong to an organization which is Green Cell Mobility. And we are into operating electric buses. Now in here, we can see there's a lot of diversity which we have engaged in the organization. And there's a cost to it. Now when we have genders, we have, obviously we have females here, we have transgenders who are working with us. And we ensure how do we give them opportunity. It is an extra mode which we are paying to them. These days we only talk about equal remuneration, but as an organization we ensure how do we get these people up by giving them extra bit. It is very essential. Earlier there was a conversation, or I would say, how we got into something wherein everybody got rights. It was reservation quota. Then you can see now people have come up. And this is how, now as an organization, it's not just reservations we are talking about. It's talking about something which is crucial, which is critical, which is essential for every organization. Not just one gender, but all the genders in the organization altogether. You would see many female drivers. You would see transgenders who are driving buses. It's not the muscle memory, it's not the muscle strength which is required to run a bus. Definitely. It's just here. And this is how the organization is promoting. And as an organization, definitely there's a lot which we are doing and lot much which we can do as an organization.
Hey, I would like to just add a point because he already spoke on our behalf. So it's nice to see representatives who are men or also from other other business functions. For example, most of us represent HR. So it was very impressive to see Sir representing international business, and he's the diversity advocate for his org. Similarly, we had another person who's from the corporate licensing team and not a part of HR. So that gives us a push, that it's not just a HR agenda and brings a larger purpose to this. So thank you.
So, the thought process which had come, HR is a catalyst. HR is a department which drives it, but the fact remains it cannot be converted into reality unless business gets involved and take it forward.
Hello everyone. I'm Preeti Singh from Pivot Management Consultants. 25 years in the corporate world, financial services. Out of that, 24 with Stockholding Corporation and 1.5 years with K Fintech Hyderabad. I have been hearing what all my fellow participants have been telling. I will just tell you one small thing that that was mind-boggling, you can say. On 31st May, I volunteered for Project Mumbai, so I do volunteering on weekends, for wheelchair cricket. And there was this international South African international cricketer. You can check my LinkedIn, I have put an article on that. He came, he spoke to all those participants all youngsters, differently abled because of maybe spinal injury or accident or anything, but walking also, but the passion, cricket was their passion. And the difficulties that they face while people coming from Pune, Dhule, everywhere, the challenges that they face in office, because I literally had to see that, even they have ramps in hotels, but it was very difficult to push them because there is a wait. So मैंने सोचा, after so much of discussion, all the tables are only speaking about, it's just my opinion, male, female. And I want to say, guys, उनके सामने तो हमारा दुख कुछ भी नहीं है. तो if there is limited budget the corporates are having, I would like to give everything to the differently abled. You can maybe modify your office structure so that they are able to, navigate easily. They were not able to go to the washrooms in that, wherever that event was held, and they had to hold on. So, उसके सामने तो periods वगैरह यार छोड़ दो, ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है. So, that is what I want to say. There are many seniors here, and many top people from HR as well. And I want to say, if there is a dearth of budget, please put it for them and let them come equal to us. Ladies में तो ताकत है, हम तो कर लेंगे.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for bringing that perspective. Anybody else with any thoughts? Yes, please. I'll just get you the mic.
Hello. Hi. Can I add first?
Of course. Sir.
Yeah. Hi, this is Shweta Chheda from Stockholding Corporation of India Limited. So I've been hearing everyone talking about women. Hi, Preeti. So I've been hearing everyone about talking about women challenges. But I find we should have moved ahead of the women challenges, as I feel women have already been and are existing in all the areas and all the fields that are possibly available. Apart from that, as stockholding, I would like to say we look more into the employee mental wellness and well-being, which I feel is the major challenge that most of the organizations are facing right now. We have seen several employees who have committed suicide also because of the, stresses. So at Stockholding, we have an app where we have a lot of sessions and counseling that happens for the employee for their mental wellness. Apart from that, even we have employees who have got prolonged illness. So we have policies for them to have a work from home policy where they can be at home, get their treatments done, as well as in exigency, they can even work from home. So apart from that, we have a lot of tie-ups with hospitals where we take care of our employees, whether it's an annual checkup for 40 plus employees, where it's a comprehensive health checkup for all employees, including their spouses, at free of cost. It is paid by the company. And dependent parents are covered at a 50% cost. So this is what at Stockholding we follow. And we see that, the work-life balance is maintained along with the mental wellness of the employees.
Superb. This is a topic which is very close to my heart, so lovely hearing your perspective. We're running out of time, so we'll take one more perspective. Of course, we can take yours as well, just last two.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Sorry, I was not there in the earlier session. I just walked in from the office. I'm part of Aditya Birla Capital Group. Smita Pillai here. Hi, good to see you everyone here. While Aditya Birla Capital has embarked on a diversity journey for a long time now, we've been walking the path, and we have around 33% diversity within Aditya Birla Capital. What my colleague just said there about wellness, we believe totally in it. So we have a lot of wellness program, not only for women, but in women cohort, menopause, hormonal changes, PCOD, these are the kind of things that women do get basis on stress. We also look at including men in those because, they also would want to know about them for their partners. So we keep it open for all our programs. Annual health checkup plans, etc. is something that we really do. We have something called as mentorship for the women who are there, specifically in the mid and the senior levels, where the leadership team mentors the juniors to create the pipeline and succession for us. That's something that we embarked last year. Apart from this, what I really wanted to talk is D&I can move as much as your society needle moves. It cannot be looked in stylo, right? It can't be just happening in the corporate. So ABC has embarked on D&I CSR. What we do is we have tied up with UN Women India, and we also have tied up with various women campuses, where people and women leaders from our organizations are going and giving financial literacy programs. These are kids from campuses, places like Kanwa, where UN STEM programs are running. We have done around some 12 sessions across India right now. And we are also building a platform where we'll also be looking at health awareness for the rural. Specifically, we are also doing, we have an ABCD app, which the team is actually going, and taking sessions with housekeeping staffs, their family members, ABG, other units, where we really want to connect and tell people, because I think financial independence, right? That's something which is very critical for any woman across. And it just can't stay in urban areas or tier 2 areas. It has to spread out. So that's the initiative that we've really started. And I just thought I should share with you guys today. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the Uday Singhani, been associated with the Big Four in the past, currently founded my own consulting company. My point of view is more to do with the MSMEs, right? And while a lot has been focused on large corporates, I think we need to focus specifically the micro and the small, where we have very small teams that exist. And there is a phenomena that one has observed, and that's called the glass ceiling and the sticky floor. Now, why I say that is because women and minorities in such organization find a whole lot of invisible barriers to advancements in their growth, for multiple reasons and stigmas that are associated in the business world. So that's one thing, and that's the class ceiling, right? Beyond a certain point, it's very difficult to see them grow. And the sticky floor is because they then get stuck, at very low level, entry level kind of jobs. And I think we need to just break this barrier completely, right? My point.
This was really lovely, and I think I could go on and on discussing about this topic, but we don't have time. So I will hand it over to Nikita, and let's move this forward.
Thank you, all of you, for sharing those thoughts and helping us close loop so meaningfully. And this was the actual agenda of this session for all of us to come together and have these conversations. Because at the end, what we need is a community, we need continuity, and we need commitment. As we move towards concluding this very wonderful and interactive session, I would like to call on someone who is central to building this platform. Chair of DEI Committee at Bombay Chambers and Head of HR for the Automotive Sector at Mahindra Mahindra, Ms. Meenakshi Priyam. Over to you, Meenakshi.
Hi everyone, so wonderful to be here with all of you in this room, and I'll tell you why it's wonderful is because when we started about 3 years back in DEI Committee for Bombay Chambers and I came in, one of the pieces we wanted to do was celebrate progress in this space. Second, what we wanted to do was truly tap into energy of people who really want to make a difference and create a community. And actually, it wasn't really with a sense of purpose of necessarily doing an award that is hugely publicized and it's in all kinds of publication, but actually bring in people who are actually making meaningful difference. People can trust a platform where they will engage in a dialogue, learn, get inspired by. And the step towards that has been bringing this group together. If you see this group hasn't come here because there is a big brand associated externally with it. This group hasn't come here because of any material reason. This group hasn't come here because right now the awards are happening, because they're happening later. This group has actually just come because each of you is truly passionate about what we are talking about today. And it just warms my heart that we have you here in this room. Because, we will, the statement that when we went to the moon, it started with a dream, right? And a statement made by the President of the United States of America that we will put a man on the moon. That was an important statement. The second statement was even more important, which people forget, is that we will bring him safely back home. Yeah? Because you could put a man on the moon, but confidence building was, we will bring it safely back home. That was the second sentence, which is very, very, very important, and which is most powerful, and we don't talk about it often. And what does bringing the man back safe from the moon mean, actually? And if you just apply it in the lens of what we are talking about, it means not just becoming diverse, making that diversity work in every segment, in every cohort, getting the best out of it, actually really creating a place where every individual, irrespective of PWD, gender, ability, age, I hear so many people talk about age, can thrive. We don't need a debate of whether we should reallocate budgets. We need a debate of how every individual can absolutely become the best they can be and give the best to the organizations. We don't need a debate on the cost of DEI. We need to have a debate on investment and opportunity lost because you're not doing it. We cannot have a world, and we are seeing increasingly right now, attention in many parts going away from DEI, that, oh, this is a fad. Let's get away from it. It is not where it needs to be. And some of it, I think, is because we spoke about taking the man on the moon, but not about bringing them back. It's because of that. Because we did not really paint a full picture of what it really means, right? And I think there can't be an argument that says you should build a world which is lopsided. Because look around this room and look around the world. However hard you try, it cannot become lopsided. There are differences that exist, right? The question is, how will you make the picture, which can be monochrome singular color, into a beautiful painting full of colors? It is not about give more weightage to one color. It is not about spend more here, do X there. And that is why the theme, if you see, a lot of it is about inclusive leadership. And I think we speak a lot about how do we increase diversity and a lot of threshold pieces. I think we have to engage all of us, and not necessarily just the groups that we are passionate about, in making a difference holistically. And that's the power you guys have with you. You have an amazing power with you, because somebody rightly put, and believe me, in my organization, I have heard a host of these. Women who say, how can I talk about menstrual leave? Why should whether I have period be known to everyone in the organization? And there are women who says, I'm struggling, I can't make it, I can't work. Yeah, I have PWD people who are saying, hey, where's the opportunity? I don't even have basics. I have another gender which is saying that, I'm not able to even talk about who I am as a person because of the fear of judgment. Forget about organization at my own home. Right? These are real examples. One doesn't become better than the other. These are all important examples. These are all pieces that we have to take, and in whichever sense we can make a difference, start making a difference there. Because we will get to the moon and bring back the man home, right? Because without this collective effort, the whole idea of bringing you guys together was start a conversation. My request to you is, right, as we conclude and go into DEI, you will see what we have seen is, definitely we've seen a drop even in people who want to actively talk about it in the nominations, right? Beautifully, we have seen a lot of Indian corporates step up and continuing the agenda. And a lot of Indian arms of even global corporates really continuing to step up, right? The fact remains, I read a story and it broke my heart, though it really brought me a smile as well together, is of this woman, this young girl in a village. I don't know how many of you read it, but actually the toilet, the girl's toilet did not have a lock in that village. The girl's toilet did not have a lock. There were huge issues, number of cases, number of molestation, nobody registered. Can you imagine the girl toilet did not have a lock? This is 2 weeks back. And this girl figured out how to send a post to the Ministry of Home Ministry. Yeah? And then they got a lock on the toilet. We are living in a country where we have so much to do. Somebody said women have gone there. I see today, I asked from the best companies, what's your participation at leadership level? It's dismal. Right? MSME, you brought in a great example, right? That's the engine of this country. We want to be the largest economy in the world. We will not kick by a handful of large corporates. It's a big issue. That's one of the reasons why in Bombay Chambers, we created an MSME chapter within DEI Award. Thank you, Rajan. When we have Bombay Chambers DEI Committee members here, he chairs also the MSME committee for Bombay Chambers. But we brought in the conversation on MSMEs because where should I put the money? The conversation is, if I don't survive, how do I put money and pay 6 months of maternity leave? We have to switch the conversation and figure out how. But that is the challenge we are facing today. So on every front, we have a lot of challenges. The picture and the story is looking good. Is it anywhere near the beautiful painting that I would love it to be, of all colors put together? It isn't. And hence, it is amazing to see a group of us who are continuing to be inspired by what we can do and achieve and be here in the conversation. My request to you is, do not leave the connections here. What we are trying to build is a community of you who is deeply interested in this topic. Not because it is your job, not because it is just your current organization's priority, not because somebody is, you're here for any other gain, but because you're really deeply interested in this cause and want to make a difference, right? And move the needle in your own small way, because when we find partnerships and collaborations, we can do so much more and learn from each other. So that was the whole idea of bringing all of you together. I hope it was useful. Instead of just having the DEI awards, next year as we go, we will make it more meaningful. I heard Zoya speak about wanting to learn on PWD. I heard somebody else speak about wanting to learn better and more on LGBTQI. I heard somebody else continuing to interested in gender, and all of it is good and great. Because in each area, we have to make massive progress. Next year, what we'll try to do is we'll try to sort of see how do we curate that through interest in certain specific areas to go deep, yeah? But thank you, great, we are privileged to have all of you here, privileged to have you part of this journey, really appreciate it, love the comments and the energy in the room, looking forward to the evening. Thanks very much, yeah.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi, for your wonderful words. Thank you so much. It was great to hear you. And now we'll just take a quick short break for refreshments and high tea just outside. And then we'll reconvene for the showstopper for the DEI awards. I would request everyone to please be in the room by around 6:45, and then we'll go ahead and commence our award ceremony. So thank you very much.
People didn't hear, can the Deloitte team please stand up, and can the Bombay Chambers team please stand up? Yeah, including the committee members, please stand up. Please guys, give them a round of applause. Yeah, thank you for doing this. Thank you, thank you, thank you.